This mod is so fucking cool, man. I, like many people on this platform, am a big fan of music. I dabble in all sorts of genres, ranging from unequivocally fucking bussing to, well, let's just say country hasn't been the only thing on my mind. So it comes with no surprise that Friday Night Funkin', a game that is nothing but music, piqued my interest way back when. I've been following this game and its modding community on and off for the past couple years, but recently dipped after none of the newer mods striked my interest. I mean, sure, Hypno's Lullaby, Sonic.exe, HD Remake, they are all good in their own ways, but they never scratched that itch that I was so desperately needing. Then one day, after scrolling through YouTube, I got recommended a video about a brand spanking new mod that was released like a couple days before said video. Ladies, gents, and homies in between, give a warm welcome, a big warm welcome, might I add, to Friday Night Funkin's very own Mario's Madness. Now, I played the first version of Mario's Madness before and just wrote it off as another well-made Friday Night Funkin' mod before swiftly moving on to other banger games like Valorant. However, after seeing the title of the aforementioned video, it seemed that Mario's Madness had released a second, more polished version, and after seeing Boyfriend get Goomba stomped by fucking this guy, I knew I had to pick it back up and see what it was all about. And boy, oh boy, was I not disappointed in the slightest. See, the original had all sorts of fun mechanics and additions that most Friday Night Funkin' mods didn't really have. Well, the ones I played at least. So the easy ones. Spacebar mechanics, imposter notes that'll eat away at your progress bar, cutscenes, the whole shebang. So imagine my surprise when I saw those cute little additions get expanded upon in the second version of the mod. And let me tell you, they work so well most of the time. But I'm rambling too much. So here's how I'm gonna structure the video. It's gonna be short, sweet, and will only serve to get my thoughts across on certain parts of the mod so as to avoid hurting anyone's experience that hasn't played it yet. I think that's English. No, who knows. And if you're at all interested, I'll link the mod down in the description so you can play it for yourself. Now, without further ado, join me as we take a look into Mario's Madness has a boatload of features that allows it to stand out amongst the other mods in the community, even though a majority, or rather all of them, aren't new, but I'd argue that these features are used in many spectacular ways that allows it to present its own identity. Much like every mod out there, Mario's Madness is full of songs. Songs that are the pure definition of a banger. We're talking about Overdue, Last Course, Paranoia, Mario Game I still don't understand that title. Each and every song in this mod has its own identity and personality, which definitely helps prevent them from blending together and feeling the same, which is an issue in some mods I've played before. Tabby. It helps that each song is either based on a Mario creepypasta or some goofy internet video from way back when. Some examples being Mr. L from Overdue, who is from a Super Mario Bros. 3 ROM hack titled toolate.exe. MX, who is fucking this guy. This unit is from a spooky Mario game known as 85, or Mario 85. And of course, we can't forget about our corn merch wearing, Satan worshipping, edgy looking ass young adult bitch boy Mario from Hot Knit. Hot Diggity Demons animated short Luigi's Day Out. Hitting enter at any point during the song will also give you a brief overview of the character and where the character is from. Some are definitely more detailed than others, but it was still a treat pausing and reading through each and every synopsis. However, I don't know if this is me simply being fucking stupid, but I believe that some of these characters are actually original. Of course, we have the big baddie Demon Mario from the beginning of the mod's story, but I believe that Turmoil, who's this cutie right here, fuck, never mind, he's actually an original character made by one of the mod developers. Am I wrong? Possibly. What's my source? I didn't make it up, but I found this on the wiki, so fuck you. Not only does each song essentially have its own backstory and description, almost all of them have their own unique mechanics to spice up difficulty just in case you are finding yourself getting too comfortable. Blast Course and Power Down have spacebar mechanics that require you to press at the correct time to prevent your progress bar from getting deleted. And if it ever ran out, then womp womp. I can only think of that fucking Vector guy. Other songs such as Overdue, Mario's Game and It's a Me have either required notes you need to hit, otherwise you'll immediately get RKO'd, or have imposter notes that'll eat away at your progress bar, and the more you hit them, the faster it'll drain your progress to the point that it's practically game over. These mechanics add so much to each song and make them so much fun to replay through over and over. Hell, I even open up the mod from time to time to play these songs, because it's so much fun learning and blasting through each of them. However, these mechanics don't come without their flaws. Not every song is perfect. No, not at all. There are songs that I don't like nearly as much as the others. But when I see these quirky little mechanics work, oh boy, they work well. There's something so satisfying about working your fingers to the bone trying to hit each and every string of notes the game throws at you, only to successfully hit that one spacebar prompt to just top off the insane chain you just cleared. I'm looking at you, Last Course. Before playing Mario's Madness, I absolutely hated anything that had to do with the spacebar in any sort of rhythm game. Hypno's Lullaby is probably the hardest mod I have ever played, and it is simply due to the fact that each song in the original version required you to hit the spacebar on beat to the swinging necklace. It felt very intrusive and really messed up my focus when I was simply looking for another fun Friday Night Funkin' mod. That is not to bash the mod itself. Hypno's Lullaby is a great mod, but holy balls does the tempo mechanic make it frustrating to play. Simply listening to the song playing allows anyone to anticipate when to press the spacebar, on top of the fact that there's a quick prompt telling you, hey fucker, get ready to press that long hard rectangle. It still required you to press on beat, because the timing is oh so tight, but it was never a consistent mechanic that lasted the entire song, only simple obstacles that stand in your way from time to time. I'm not trying to say that Hypno's Lullaby did this mechanic wrong, just that I prefer the way Mario's Madness did it a lot more. It was easier to grasp, easier to manage, and a lot more fun. So far, we've talked about the mechanics and I don't know what to call it, the origins of the songs. You know what, sure. But now it's time to gush about the best thing this mod has to offer. The visuals are the cherry on top of everything this mod has to offer. Each song has their own visuals that just bloom with so much character and showcases the vibes each of them give off. Overdue starts off very menacing, foreboding, only to eventually turn chaotic and honestly a little hilarious. Bro is literally Fortnite emoting on Pico. In Last Course, you can hear birds chirping while the surrounding area is shown to be a forest with dead creatures littered around due to Turmoil's little nom-nom escapade. Starman Slaughter is just nothing but gorgeous visuals with great animation to boot. Power Down and Demise perfectly emulate the game the two songs were inspired from, and Golden Land is simple, but very effective. But none of them, and I mean none of them, shine nearly as brightly as a specific song, this song being Paranoia.
Paranoia is my favorite song in terms of visuals. It starts out so simple. It looks just like the Mario Bros game on the Virtual Boy, complete with the black and red color palette that the Virtual Boy is infamous for. Only for, what are these fuckers' names? This guy, Mr. Virtual? Yeah, okay. Only for Mr. Virtual to drop the hardest line known to man and seamlessly transition to your desktop. Like you are squaring down with some demonic girlfriend while the background is your desktop. On top of that, if you have more than one monitor, it'll take whichever monitor is your primary and play the song on that, while replacing your wallpaper on your other monitors with It's Too Late, and it will not switch back until the end of the song. Although it's short-lived, it was the most baller thing I have ever seen from a Friday Night Funkin' mod. It makes you feel as if you, the player, are actively involved now, and that you have to play exactly by the rules or you're absolutely screwed. The song isn't that hard, please ignore my misses, but it blew my mind the first time I played through it. It still does, like what the fuck? I know this sort of thing isn't new. Fourth wall breaks have existed for a while, but it was still a treat to see since nothing else in the mod had ever done anything close to that. I mean, you can technically consider it a mechanic since it sort of affects gameplay, but like, shush, please. Paranoia was certainly a treat to play through, despite the fact that the song isn't the greatest, but the visuals are just mwah. Nothing will ever top it. Not in a million years. Even if there was an attempt to try and dethrone it, it would be met with, fuck it, we're talking about the final song. If you do not want to see the final song of the mod, you can skip to this timestamp right here, which will just take you to my closing thoughts. Also, stick around so you can see other projects I have in store. Okay, we good? Let's roll. I know in the beginning I said that I'd keep things relatively simple as to avoid major spoilers for anyone curious enough to try out this mod, which is mainly why I haven't touched the story that's tied to it. But as I was writing the script, I just had this little voice in the back of my head telling me to talk about Mario's Madness's final song, All Stars. Am I schizophrenic? No, I'm not my ex-girlfriend. All Stars is the definitive way to end a mod. It's grandiose, challenging, and a marvel to look at. I know I said Paranoia was the best song visually, but All Stars takes it to another level I didn't think was possible. That's a lie. I'm just being dramatic. But seriously, the song is such a bop. The visuals are gorgeous, and overall it is one of the few 10 out of 10s this mod has to offer. The other songs are mainly 8 to 9 out of 10s. All Stars is split up into 4 segments called acts, and each of these acts have a different rhythm to them, but keeps the overall theme and vibe of the song. It's quite literally telling the story of a final encounter with the very thing that trapped you into this hellscape. Now this song doesn't have any mechanics, mainly because it's 8 minutes long and that would be awful, but it's simply so good in the other fields that it doesn't matter at all. Personally, the song reaches its peak at around Act 3. Please, feel free to listen, because you will understand why it's the best part. After that, it turns into this roller coaster while boyfriend tries to figure out how to feel after seeing his girlfriend get brutally murdered again. He's angry but determined. He's distraught but persistent. He's heartbroken but courageous. For the rest of the song, this motherfucking unit will not leave... Omega? Alright. Alone. Because, I mean, motherfucker killed his girlfriend. I wouldn't let that slide either. That's not true. I'd throw that bitch to the wolves. It builds up more and more, then the weight of this tragedy starts falling on boyfriend's shoulders. But he reminds himself that he needs to keep going for girlfriend. God, I sound stupid saying these fucking names. So he keeps pushing on. He's determined to beat this thing. He's beaten Sonic.exe, Hypno, Lost Silver, Springtrap, I don't know either. So he's not gonna let anything stand in his path for But that doesn't matter. Boyfriend was something that Omega wasn't. Mortal. And Omega finally called it quits and ended the show once and for all, leaving boyfriend and girlfriend's souls to wander the endless hellscape that they were dragged in. This mod left me speechless. I didn't go over everything, obviously, because if I did, what would be the point in bullying you all to try it? There were a whole other boatload of features that I didn't get to, simply because I didn't want to talk about them. My goal was to showcase the mod as simply as possible, with zero to minor spoilers, to at least pique anyone's interest out there. But overall, this is undoubtedly my favorite Friday Night Funkin' mod of all time. Nothing will ever come close to beating it. Hopefully. But that was Mario's Madness, a mod that showcases pure talent nearly on all fronts, and the team behind this should be absolutely proud of what they made. As for me, that's all I gotta show. So if you like this little journey, leave a like, and maybe subscribe so I can feel determined enough to make more of these types of videos. Also, for anyone wondering, yes, the Dark Souls 2 video is cancelled. With all that out of the way, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye, my little buckaroonies.